Welcome to the story of first a bilingual, then a trilingual, a quadrilingual, and now again a trilingual boy. Just to remind you, on the first part of the story, Leo has been a simultaneous bilingual of German and Turkish and was introduced French at the daycare at the age of 2. This video covers Leo's ages from 3 to 8. At the age of 3, Leo switched from daycare to kindergarten, and English also started as a third language in our multilingual kindergarten. Again, the native speakers of English were speaking English with the kids. French and German also continued. This time, I was not worried because I had seen myself that he was capable of getting other languages. When Leo was 4 years old, we needed to decide if he would follow the path to French schooling, now that he knew French. Because the initial preschool classes in French were starting with the age of 4. Here, we consulted with French caregivers and some parents who chose the French school system, but then we decided that he would rather play longer at the age of 4 instead of having some structured teaching, even for a few hours every week. We just thought that it would be better, given Leo, for his happiness and well-being. I need to mention here that our goal with the languages was never to maximize the number of languages he acquires, but to also keep the languages grow and also that he speaks at a good level. And French was not one of the languages we connected emotionally or practically like German or Turkish. And I'm not saying here that if a child also has some structured learning at an early age that it would not be good for the well-being of the child either. I'm not saying that. Every family can make such decisions for their children because they know, your total bigger context the best. So not joining the French preschool was kind of a pre-decision that Leo would not be schooled in French and we would not be able to keep growing French as a language. And with that, it became again a trilingual. With the age of 5, Leo started a German and English bilingual preschool to then continue to the preliminary of the same school. His English improved fast and almost caught up with his German, and now he enjoys all the 3 main languages. His 3 main languages. At the age of 5.5, the pandemic hit. We did not fly to Turkey at all. When we were in lockdown and the bilingual preschool stopped, at least physically, for a few months, I wanted to teach him to start reading in Turkish. And I had thought about teaching him to read in Turkish first, and I had discussed with some teachers how I would do it properly so that it wouldn't hinder his reading in other languages at school. Some research suggests that it is also good to start reading with different languages at the same time, and the languages would also feed each other. And yet again, given our context, I always thought that if the reading would start in German and English before Turkish, then he wouldn't have the necessity to enjoy reading in Turkish, because he would have already gotten the benefits of reading from other languages. So as a mom, my intuition told me to give him the pleasure of reading first in Turkish because it's the minority language. The teachers had suggested to tell the differences of the letters in German and Turkish in terms of reading so that he would know the right sounds of a letter or 2 letters in German, and he would not claim differently at school. Leo already knew some of the letters from the German preschool, and when the pandemic hit, I wanted to use it to our advantage. And we started reading a series with him, the so-called Cinali books, which start with very simple words and sentences, and they get gradually more difficult. Turkish is a highly agglutinative language, much of the grammar is expressed by means of suffixes added to nouns and verbs. The words or any verb can get really very long very fast. And so I was just covering some of the syllables with my finger, easing him to read and just look at a few letters one at a time. Leo resisted a lot to reading in Turkish, saying that he's not going to school in Turkish, why should he be able to read in Turkish? My logical argument, which did not mean anything to him, was that in order that a language becomes yours, you need to be literate, in this language. So in all the languages you will ever learn in life, you need to be able to read and write. That is our goal. What really motivated him was, in his own terms, was like I was showing him other alphabets, like the Indian alphabet or the Chinese characters, and saying that, look, your friends are even learning to read and write in these letters and in these characters. So you can also do that as well. It's a good thing. And it is really easier for you than what they are doing, because at least the Latin alphabet is the same, so you're lucky. And he bought it. We finished the 10 books of the series in 3 to 4 weeks. I made a big fuss of it. Now you're a reader, and I had him a red ribbon, and we had a cake, we did a reading party, whatever. So he really enjoyed the attention, and he said, okay, now I'm a reader. His identity changed. And then I let him read some other books from home, what we had, or from the library in Germany, in Turkish, because in Munich we can also have the books, bilingual books, and I really appreciate them. We were switching the pages. I was reading one page and he was reading one page or some sentences, and I was always praising him and encouraging him on how good he was improving, and he was reading already, and he really was. And he figured out how to read in German himself in the following 2 months, because he knew the differences in the alphabets already, and his dad helped later. And he learned to read in English in school in October when the preliminary school started. So in our context, the sequencing of the languages in reading helped. Maybe just a small tip about reading, that we never told him that we would stop reading his bedtime stories, because then he would be able to read himself. He really loves his bedtime stories, so we didn't want to demotivate him. Now, of course, we have challenges in keeping up with reading and writing all his 3 languages, considering sport, play, free time, and school. But I will prepare a separate video on reading and writing, so please stay tuned. Currently, we're supporting all his languages grow and encourage him to start learning numbers and some phrases in a language when we visit a country, like we encourage Italian. And seeing me open to speaking Italian is also motivating him that all languages are appreciated in our family. And I'm looking forward to seeing which languages he will pick to learn and improve further. And we will keep on supporting him. He still claims, by the way, that he will pick French in the school because he already knows it. We will see. I hope some parts of Leo's story, covering ages 3 to 8, resonated with you and addressed questions you were thinking about. Please share and like this video and subscribe to our channel. And if you want faster results with the system, just visit our website, happybilinguals.com. Thank you, and have a great day.